I can see the stream. Okay, I see it. I see it. Look at me going, doot, 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 doot. I'm on
Clifford, my friend.
Hello, everybody. Hey, guys.
How are you?
There we go.
Oh, wait. I'm not in safe driving mode. Whatever's happening right now, we're not in safe driving mode. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Hobbit Day. It's September 22nd. Welcome to the OneRing.net. And it looks like I heard Justin's voice in the background. Mission Control has launched. This rocket ship, now vaguely, when we're talking about Gandalf's firework, there's maybe one or two times when Professor Tolkien gives a couple of anachronistic references, to Gandalf's fireworks. I think in The Hobbit, which just had its anniversary publication date yesterday on September 21st, 1957, honoring the publication date of The Hobbit. Right after that is Hobbit Day, which is Bilbo and Frodo's birthday on September 22nd. But speaking of that Gandalf fireworks anachronism, do you remember when The Hobbit said it made the sound of a train? There's a vague reference in Middle-earth to an actual, steam train or a locomotive train of some kind. And like
I'm not familiar with
it is a weirdly anachronistic moment in The Hobbit where Gandalf fireworks are described. And somebody else describes a pop gun. Tolkien does that again at some point. But anyways, we're not talking about anything but Gandalf's fireworks. Today, our day of celebration, let's talk about Gandalf's fireworks. And let's have a picnic online.
And here we go. I have brought
Wonderful
many snacks. Let's look that thing up.
Look at the
Many
snackage.
snacks. We're going to have second breakfast all day.
I have scorching hot apple cider, and I'm not going to drink it right now because it's going to burn my tongue off.
Look at this. We have
You know
yogurt.
you know what these are, Clifford?
Those are potatoes. Yes.
Potatoes.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. And then there's
And some dates.
There's dates and yogurt covered raisins.
Mhm.
And
I brought some Cheez-It. I brought some Hobbity sounding snacks.
yes, Hobbit snack.
Things that a Hobbit would eat.
I would love to have some of that apple cider you've got there, Hannah. Thank you for bringing the recipes.
I can drive on over to your apartment right now. I'm just kidding. I don't have my license yet.
Do that. Everybody.
Not yet.
This is our public picnic. We're going to spend our day celebrating and acknowledging J.R.R. Tolkien in our lives, and in celebration of The Hobbit's birthday yesterday, and the publication date of the book, and that wonderful anniversary date we get every year with a birthday celebration of special magnificence for two of our favorite fictional characters of all time. Welcome to the OneRing.net. Everybody join our Zoom meeting and spread that information far and wide. We're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we're on Periscope, we're on Twitter Live, and we're on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And we're going to say hi to a variety of different folks. You come in and join us. And Justin is the little man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to him.
The wizard.
We'll bring you into the show eventually.
And I'm Ben.
And that's Ben. And
Hi,
that's
Ben.
Rocker Ben, bass player extraordinaire. And hello, I see Kathy over there. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, we have Josh now with all of his wonderful banners and props and whatnot.
Yeah, I decided to break out some of the old decorations since I've got.
Holy cow!
That's Josh. Hey, everybody. Look, hey, Josh, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
This is great.
All right.
Those look vaguely familiar.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a little, yeah.
The bag Bilbo sign is being held up by tape and a prayer, so it could fall at any moment.
I honestly would like to see that happen.
Well, if it falls,
I miss those decorations.
If it falls on the Baggins side, it takes out the four hobbits, and if it falls on the Bilbo side, it takes out Legolas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gimli's okay either way, so it's fine.
I have a Lego Disney castle, so if it falls straight down, it destroys Disneyland.
Oh.
That would be unfortunate. That would be very unfortunate.
I would love to see a Lego green dragon.
Now.
Welcome to the picnic, everybody. So now if you want to understand what the format of our show is going to be today, it's going to be something very much like this. We have our bubbly mineral water. It comes in pint. We've got all of our food and snacks. And we've got recipes coming on the show. We've got a lot of costume people on the show. We're going to be featuring some imagery from a lot of Ringer fans who've been sending us images, and you can post them online as you're watching with us on Facebook, on YouTube. We're going to say hi to all the live chatters and welcome. You guys come into the Zoom meeting. It is public information, and spread it far and wide so we can all share a pint of delicious bubbly beverage. And hello, everybody. Welcome to the picnic. I'll let you guys run the show for once. This time, I'd like to sit back and relax for a minute.
Well, I mean, it's good to see everybody. It's been a while for a lot of you.
Yeah, I see Amy.
Hello. Hello, Amy. Welcome.
Hello.
And it looks like this Diana Woodlands is from Australia. So
Good
it's
day.
early morning there. I'm not sure where in Australia she's from.
I should bring Samson in here.
Yeah, he needs to come to a bash.
Yeah, he loves it. He's my little hobbit.
Yeah, he's been to every one he's had in life. Hey, there's
Oh,
hi.
hello.
He's watching Blue's Clues. So.
Oh,
Aw,
Say
it's a
hi.
crossover episode. It's okay.
okay.
He's got the long hair.
Well, he's very hobbity looking.
Yes.
I can see him sitting around listening to Bilbo tell him tales about trolls and dragons,
Absolutely.
except the fact that he's zoning out right now.
He's into his show.
Yeah.
Speaking of, later on in the day, somebody's going to do a Bilbo speech for us.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do some readings. You can come and join us and do a selection.
You got my book.
Brief
I'm ready.
selection. Did I say brief selection? I'm actually going to go grab my book off the shelf and read a little something for you too. Wait.
By brief, I mean reading The Lord of the Rings in its entirety today.
Yeah, right now.
When do we get in trouble?
All
Offline.
900 some odd pages of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't forget the Silmarillion too. That's Josh's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Silmarillion is a quick read, let me tell you.
Ah, yeah.
Mhm,
Really
mhm.
quick.
Definitely don't need, constant checking of the appendices
Oh no,
or
not
anything.
at all.
Not at all. Can't imagine.
Like constantly flipping to the pronunciation guide, making sure
Mhm.
that
Oh yeah, no, I can't.
No.
Yeah, because
I
if you
can't conceptualize
don't
doing that.
and you stumble over the pronunciations, even if you're reading where you're not speaking, your
Mhm.
brain still wants to stop because your brain wants to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, there is a great audiobook of the Silmarillion that actually does all the pronunciations correctly. So
Oh,
it makes for a much smoother way of ingesting.
they must have written it out phonetically on the script that the audio reader
Yeah.
read from.
Was that the one with Christopher Lee reading
No.
the Silmarillion?
No, Christopher Lee did Children of Hurin, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
That one's really good.
This is my copy right there on the shelf. Wait, now, I was going to say, raise your hand, kids, if you read the book and accidentally said to yourself, Celeborn, in relation to Galadriel. I, for years and years and years, made that mistake that it was pronounced Celeborn. And then somebody who knew a lot better than me was like, well, wait a minute, there's certain things that are going on in Tolkien's languages that are consistent. And check it out, it's actually Celeborn. And even Peter Jackson's team got it right. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'm the first person on earth to be guilty. And then later on, learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I said Celeborn until I read the
Okay,
Silmarillion.
honestly, I'm going to blame Ralph Bakshi for that because he's pronounced Celeborn in the Ralph Bakshi movie.
I'll blame Ralph also for Aruman, but then that was only because the studio forced him to change it to Aruman in the film.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I'm not holding Bakshi responsible for that one. Yeah, that was the studio note.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, you learned something.
They
Every
thought
day.
Sauron and Saruman sounded too close, so they were like, just change his name to Aruman.
Auto-
Yeah, because two
Because the
syllables and
movie-
three syllables sound so similar.
Has them calling him Saruman, and half the movie has them calling him Aruman.
That is
Gotta love
weird.
studio notes.
Yeah.
Give it to a
That's-
studio to have no idea what it's doing.
Yeah.
There's a rich tradition of that in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Hannah,
Yes.
you happen to have a copy of The Fellowship with you somewhere?
I do. I'd probably have to speed run up to my room real quick to go grab it. So
Because I was thinking of singing Frodo, or not singing, but reciting in a sing-song way, Frodo's little song that he sings as he's dancing on the table of the prancing pony.
Oh yeah.
And it's so
Cat
much
in the
better to
Fiddle.
sort of do a stanza handoff. You want to do that?
Yeah. Let me go grab it real quick then.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Little musical entertainment. Nice.
As musical as it gets, when you're not actually singing.
Yeah.
It's just that song almost calls for it.
It's in a rousing rendition of Happy Birthday Bilbo from Fellowship the Musical.
Oh, you're going to need Suzanne for that one because I don't really know all the musical cues in it or all the
do,
rules.
But it only works like if you got a good playback, which I know she has.
Exactly.
Oh, is that the Christopher Lee version, Cliff?
Just a separate story.
No, it's from the Silmarillion.
Okay, so we're going to listen to all 8 CDs
Yeah, we're
of the Children of Huron
We'll
right
play the
now.
whole thing.
Nice.
And while we're listening to that, Cliff is going to live read The Hobbit in its entirety.
Okay.
And while he does
No.
that, I'm going to stand in the back and read the Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, backwards.
Okay.
I'm just going to do a song.
And while you're doing that, I will recite Bilbo's birthday speech over and over and over again while you do all of that. I'll just keep it on repeat the whole time.
Pig Latin.
Yes,
Yes.
in Pig Latin.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to get it done, guys.
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's funny when I read, when I'm reading the books and you get to those songs, you sort of can't help, with a few of them at least, singing them along. Obviously, Bilbo's poem in the Halls of Fire about the Arundel and the Mariner is not a song, or at least it doesn't sound like it should be a song. But the Man in the Moon one,
Wind,
Merry
show
Old
me
Inn,
where to go.
definitely sounds like a song that needs to be sung.
You know what? We were talking about the Man in the Moon routine, which is one of the best musical numbers that Frodo has, that should have been in the movie.
It should have. I would have loved it.
Yeah, how often did we all complain about, oh, you've got Enya singing in the background on this beautiful moonlight bridge and all that stuff. Yeah, but where's Tom Bombadil? Where's the songs? So in compensation for that, in the Hobbit trilogy, Peter Jackson really gave us a lot more songs, and especially surprising getting Chip the Glasses and Crack the Plates, along with Thorin leading, Over the Misty Mountains Cold. Fantastic.
And
Another
we
song.
did get the Man in the Moon song in the extended Unexpected Journey.
That's exactly the point I was getting to, good sir. Precisely. You are.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take that.
Well, and of course,
So excited.
he must have gotten so much flack for Fellowship that all I can think is that's the reason why we got Merry and Pippin singing along in Rohan, in Mediceld or whatever. When they're dancing on the table and they're singing along and
Song.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a feeling that cutting that Bilbo song may have been another studio note. I'm like, oh, they've already got 2 songs. We don't need another song in this movie.
Probably.
I mean, that's conjecture, but
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense that Peter Jackson would have gotten that note. Too many songs. We're not making a musical.
that's true. And it's also probably true there was much more studio influence on the Hobbit trilogy than there ever was on the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Big time.
Big difference in
Big
that.
time, yeah.
So the end product is different, obviously. But what I wanted to say was, my good buddy Josh, you're right. There's that song that
Live
Wolfer
TV
is
from
singing,
85 plus channels with local sports
in,
and news.
the scene in
YouTube
Rivendell,
TV. Try
where
it
they're
free.
throwing salad at each other.
Yeah.
And he's standing on a stone pillar.
I don't like green things.
Right. So when Boffer is standing there on the pillar, and he's like on the exact same plinth that Frodo uses to display the ring openly to everybody in the Council of Elrond, where Gimli breaks his axe to little bits, smashing it. And that's the same thing when he dances on, singing "The Man in the Moon."
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So I guess the message from that is it possible Bilbo borrowed that song from the dwarves? Not
Maybe.
that I would expect it to be canon, but I mean,
Yes.
it's a good pub song, and that's why I think Hannah
Bring
and
it.
I are going to give this a go.
Yep.
So you got the page, right, Hannah?
Give it a
Yeah.
go.
All right, so we're just going to do one stanza at a time. I'll do the first, you do the second, and we'll just keep going. There's, I believe, 13 stanzas. So
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it goes on for like
a
2
page and a half.
pages. Yeah.
This is an epic poem.
But it's a fun poem. So, all right, I'm
It's
going to start
fun.
now. I'm going to start, and she's going to go the next stanza, and then back to me, and so on, etc. And hopefully none of us fall out of our chairs.
Probably not. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see.
Look you if you fall off your chair.
That's okay. You can laugh at me. I don't mind.
Okay. There is an inn, a merry old inn, beneath an old gray hill. And there they brew a beer so brown that the man in the moon himself came down one night to drink his fill.
The ostler had a tipsy cat that plays the 5-string fiddle, and up and down he runs his bow, now squeaking high, now purring low, now sawing in the middle.
The landlord keeps a little dog that is mighty fond of jokes. When there's a good cheer among the guests, he cocks an ear and all the jests and laughs until he chokes.
They also keep a horned cow as proud as any queen, but music turns her head like ale and makes her wave her tough tail and dance upon the green. Just like me.
And oh, the rows of silver dishes and the store of silver spoons. For Sunday there is a special pair, and these they polish up with care on Saturday afternoons.
The man in the moon was drinking deep, and the cat began to wail. A dish and a spoon on the table dance, the cow in the garden madly pranced, and the little dog chased his tail.
The man in the moon took another mug, and then rolled beneath his chair. And there he dozed and dreamed of ale, till in the sky the stars were pale, and dawn was in the air.
Oh, wait, I seem to have lost my place. I'm sorry about that. Okay.
Then the ostler.
Then the ostler said to his tipsy cat, the white horse of the moon, they neigh and champ their silver bits, but their master's been and drowned his wits, and the sun will be rising soon. He doesn't say will, but it's okay.
The sun'll, yeah.
It's a
Interesting.
little hard to say, yeah.
So the cat on his fiddle played, hey diddle diddle, a jig that would wake the dead. He squeaked and sawed and quickened the tune, while the landlord shook the man in the moon. It's after 3, he said.
They rolled the man slowly up the hill and bundled him into the moon, while his horses galloped in the rear, and the cow came capering like a deer, and a dish ran up with the spoon.
Now quicker the fiddle went, deedle deedle dum. The dog began to roar. The cow and the horses stood on their heads. The guests all bounded from their beds and danced upon the floor.
With a ping and a pong, the fiddle strings broke. The cow jumped over the moon, and the little dog laughed to see such fun. And the Saturday dish went off with a run with the silver Sunday spoon.
The round moon rolled behind the hill as the sun raised up her head. She hardly believed her fiery eyes, for though it was day, to her surprise, they all went back to bed. I absolutely adore the silliness that is in that song.
I love it. It's so maddening and chaotic.
Well, and just the imagery is hilarious.
It is.
I mean, to sit there, I mean, he describes the cow so wonderfully is that she's practically drunk when she hears music and is dancing around, and then the horses and the cows, they're standing on their heads. They're yeah. Such silliness.
When I read that poem, just like, I'll have what they're having. My God.
Honestly,
Such
same.
delightful chaos.
Can you imagine? I mean, I can vividly imagine. I've been to pubs in England and I've been to some pubs in New Zealand and Scotland, and there are times, particularly if the music's going, that the whole place is alive with, I mean, obviously the spoons aren't running across the table, but
Not unless you've had too many beers.
yeah, and then the spoons might be running. I guess, you know, if you're pounding, the spoons are dancing on the table. If you're pounding on the table.
You know, being in a pub in New Zealand on St. Patrick's Day is quite some fun, might I say. I did not mean that for that to rhyme, by the way. Damn you, Tolkien, you've taken over my lingo.
I'm totally into this one. This one from The Hobbit is my favorite thing. And there's something that happens in Desolation of Smaug that I really quite like when Luke Evans, as Bard, is given a whole lot of this poem in his exact dialogue while he's looking for that woven wall hanging or that tapestry that he's looking for that proves the lineage of who these people are, these dwarves. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, there's sometimes Peter Jackson got it really wrong in the Desolation of Smaug, and sometimes he got it really right. And that's one of those moments, I think, where he took actual poetry, put it in unexpectedly into the mouth of not Viggo Mortensen, but this time his handsome leading man was the Bard character instead of the Aragorn character. So Peter decides to mirror his earlier trilogy and put some unexpected poetry inside an unexpected character to say it. And I'm not going to do it right, but I'll do my best. And there's also that melody from the Rankin and Bass animated Hobbit from the 70s. The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains, shall come into his own. His crown shall be upholden, his harp shall be restrung, his halls shall echo golden, to songs of yore resung. The woods shall wave on mountains, and grass beneath the sun. His wealth shall flow in fountains, and the rivers golden run. You guys remember that? The stream shall run in gladness, the lake shall shine and burn, all sorrow fail and sadness at the mountain king's return.
Well, and it goes so well when you finally see the tapestry and you understand what it's really talking about. You know, it's the lineage and yeah. That was actually a great piece.
Is trolling us right now because he's put the video of the Ballad of Bilbo Baggins up here while you were doing that.
My music video's been up the whole time. I love it.
Kubrick, of
brought
course
up the
he
Leonard
did.
Nimoy video. I love it. That's great.
Well, you know, when it comes to God, I wish there was a really good version of that video because it's so much fun to see Leonard Nimoy embracing his Vulcan side by doing this because he's got his Vulcan ears on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's dressed up like a beatnik, you know?
Enormous Vulcan ears too.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay.
That's very funny. Actually, it is, but I don't think he should torture us with it over and over again.
The dramatic reading of that song that the Hobbit cast did was pretty fantastic when it was when it came out. I was so pleased to watch that. It just made me happy.
Well, I used to love to listen to this song as we would start some of our panels at Comic-Con. And so we put this on as people were getting seated. It was sort of like the sit down, we're about to start. And it was quite an awesome way to start a panel.
Yeah. That's always like a good crowd pleaser too. Like everybody's into it when we would do it at the panels.
Yeah. So now we just gotta, get back out there live.
Thank God they don't allow drinking in panels, or that could have gotten out of hand really quickly.
You know what? I'm wondering about Dragon Con. I don't think they allow the drinking. I mean, I don't know if they stop people from coming in with drinks because you're in a hotel at Dragon Con. But then there's the party, the party at Bree. They do every I think the Friday night.
I don't know. Yeah, our Dragon Con crew isn't here right now.
No, Atlanta, they're having their own party.
They're doing their own party. Yeah.
I've never been to Dragon Con, so I'm just going, yeah.
I
want to go.
I had tickets for 2003 or 2004, somewhere around that time. I had tickets. I had, my flights. I had my hotel. And then my little sister went in for surgery that weekend. And it was sort of like, they kept saying, everyone in the family was like going, oh, you can go. But because it was my little sister who's got Down syndrome, it was like, no, somebody needs to be with her 24/7 at the hospital to make sure she doesn't pull out, any of her IVs, the heart monitors, because she was very restless. So, yeah, so we needed all hands on deck. And plus, she was having thoracic surgery. It was major surgery. So being, 3,000 miles away would have been stressful, to say the least.
Ideal now.
Better for you to be closer with your family. That's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's better too.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yeah, she survived that. She has a lovely scar, but other than that.
Good.
Madeline, what is this? What's your #1 recipe for Hobbit Day, Madeline? Since I was just, I haven't even said hello to you yet, but I want to say
hi,
hi.
Cliff.
Hi.
Well, I should not be trusted in the kitchen on most occasions. Since 2 weeks ago, I was just trying to put some coconut shrimp in the oven and gave myself a 2nd-degree burn.
Okay,
but but today I
what?
I didn't tell you that.
No, you didn't.
I also nearly burned down my kitchen making dumplings 2 days before.
We have enough things on fire right now.
Yeah.
Well, but today I made lambas for the first time in my several years in the fandom, and I didn't burn myself, which is a plus. So I found, it's just what I found online, but I added some cinnamon, so it's a little,
Oh, that is so awesome! I knew somebody was going to make lembas. I'm so glad you made lembas.
Yeah.
And I currently made a spice cake that I'm gonna decorate as Baggins, courtesy. That idea is courtesy of Hannah Greenwood, but that is currently cooling, so it's not presentable yet. Although I did burn myself touching the pan through my oven mitt.
It's when you're holding it too long.
How do you do that?
No, I don't even know. This is like, I am a train wreck in the kitchen.
Or something?
Bad idea.
It's interesting because every single year, at least the years that I've been, Maddie and her family always bring like the most exquisite cakes to Baggins'
I don't know if
birthday
exquisite is the best
They're
word.
fun. They taste good. And I say this as somebody who does not like cake, like at all, right? They're great. They taste good. They're fun.
I'm not responsible
I gotta get
for
you
baking.
I gotta get you like a better oven mitt or something like that.
Yeah, there's clearly like a hole or a weak point from being washed too often, or something.
Well, we just got those because we just moved in like 3 weeks ago. This is in like my apartment in Boston, so normally I would have better stuff at my house, but yeah.
Oh, so you're stocking a new kitchen? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't even, my IKEA order is backed up. I don't even have the hand mixer I ordered or my whisk, so I've been using other things, like using a fork to whisk everything. But as for those cakes for Baggins' birthday bash, my mother and my sister were mostly responsible for the actual baking part.
What do you mean? I saw you.
No, I decorated.
You helped.
I helped decorate.
Don't listen to her. She's helped.
I've
seen it with my own eyeballs. I was over at their house a few years. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Didn't you guys a couple of years ago make the starbursts where you kind of mold them in so you could make a
Gollum's hand. That's what that was.
Gollum's hand. Okay.
That was like
that was so cool.
5 years ago.
That was many years ago. That was Gollum in the fire, and we molded the starburst to look like his hand.
So nice.
It was so
it was so nice having the creativity because in previous years, we from the One Ring supplied a cake or a big cake or cupcakes or whatever. And it kind of was like going, well, why not let people go crazy? And you know there's been some really beautiful cakes that have shown up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love the one that was Balin's tomb.
I remember
that one was stunning.
Somebody made there was a Palantir cake that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
There were some stunning cakes, like ridiculously stunning.
Recipes going on. Eravandi B says in the chat, I'm eating carrot cake my mom and I made from the unofficial Hobbit cookbook. So there's a lot of Hobbit cooking going on.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I saw some recipes posted yesterday that were all for Elvish parties. So Elven food. And I'm like, I don't know how much Elven food is discussed in the books, because I know the Hobbits talk a lot about what it is they like to eat.
Well, that lembas bread. Tell me, what did you put in the lembas recipe? Is it just like shortbread? Are we talking butter and sugar, basically?
It's not as stuff? Yeah, so it was like 3 ingredients mainly. It was butter, brown sugar, and honey. Pretty much mainly that, and then I added, I think that was it. And I added, sorry, it's right here. Yeah. Oh, sorry, flour, butter, and honey. There was no sugar. Oh yeah, flour, butter, and then I did it. It was brown sugar or honey, but I did both just for good measure. And then
and water. Is there any water?
No.
So the honey and the butter is what holds the sugar, the flour together.
Yeah, and then I just added a couple shakes of cinnamon into it.
Nice.
Does it cook or does it sort of just get formed and it's done?
It cooks, yeah. Yeah.
It just seems like there's something missing, like there should be a milk or water.
I realize I'm looking at it now, I didn't put enough sugar in it. Just looking at the recipe again. I put a quarter cup instead of a half cup, but I added the honey, so hopefully that makes up the difference. It explains why I can hardly lift this up and it'll crumble almost immediately.
Well, that's why I was saying that there should be something else, because usually that's how you hold the flour together.
That's well, yeah, the honey did that and the butter, but that's all that it said in the.
Okay.
So hopefully that makes up the difference. Oh, I'm hearing my voice.
I thought that was mine for a second. I was like, oh, I didn't turn off the thing.
Someone has 2 feeds going.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to see something kind of cool?
Yes.
Okay. So, when I lived down in New Zealand in Wellington, I roomed with the most esteemed Jamie Bezowick, and he's an OG sculptor from Rings, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a gift, he gave me a little prop from The Hobbit, and I'm gonna.
Ooh.
Oh, yay!
Wait.
Now it's a horseshoe. It's a horseshoe nail.
Yeah, it's a horseshoe nail, and it's one of the rings that they made for the executioner orc on when Gandalf's on Dol Guldur before Galadriel saves him, and he was all like, "Here, I have no use for this. You are a big fan."
Cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Nice.
So I decided, I was like, I'll bring it down and show you guys.
Yeah.
I have somewhere a belt from Weta, and the buckle is Rohirrim buckle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of things because one of our dear friends, Catherine, she is leaving LA and moving back to France. And she has a whole treasure trove of unused torn prizes that she just gave to me this weekend because I'm the only other person with a garage. So she gave me all this cool stuff, and I brought a few things up.
So for years to come, we will have prizes to give away.
We'll have so many prizes, it's ridiculous. Like, we have this, an unopened Return of the King extended edition with the Minas Tirith sculpture.
Oh, wow.
It's unopened, it's still sealed.
Cool.
I love those miniatures that came with those 4-disc, super long extended editions.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Wait, I see Nancy in the chat. Hello, Nancy.
Nancy. Hello.
There was Nancy Steinman. It may be frozen. Hi. And hi. And there was also Arne. Previously, I was going to say hi to Christina, and there was someone else there. And I just see
Lori.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the picnic. Usually, there's about 300 or 400 of us running around Griffith Park at the picnic area. And now here we are.
Remember that beautiful year it was in LA Weekly and it was considerably more.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was an awesome weekend for everybody who wasn't running it.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Christina.
Hey, how you doing?
I just sent Nancy the link.
Hello there. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
So Christina's got her iPad.
I wonder if you remember me.
I think I remember you. Yeah. So, yeah, it looks like the sun is hitting at just the right angle right now, so that it seems like Pippin has ascended.
Disappeared.
He's ascending. He's reached his final form. He's holy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not just disappeared, but.
And so as the day goes on, eventually Frodo and then Sam and then Mary will also ascend.
They're learning.
I'm sorry, the first one who ascended was Mr. Proudfoot.
Yes.
Proud feet.
Yeah.
Proud feet.
So, yeah, up here. Just to give everybody a preview when we can do prizes when we're all back together again. This is some other stuff that Catherine gave me, an old Easterling action figure. A whole bunch of Gandalfs. We got a Funko Gandalf. We got a bobblehead Gandalf. Your standard Gandalf.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah. And
in both
Your
gray and white.
Gandalf that you all just have hanging around.
Yeah. And then this one is really cool because it is completely, utterly unavailable anymore. It is a Lego Council of Elrond.
Wow.
Wait.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So a group of Gandalfs, what would you call them? Like, you know how you call like a group of, you know,
Geese or gaggle, so.
Gandalf.
Yeah. Or like a flock of
Gandalf.
ravens or crows, the
A
murder.
council of wizards.
Council of wizards. I like
Doesn't that sound like a good one?
Better than that.
Yeah.
Do better than that.
Well, you
Better
know,
than Council of Wizards?
you know how crows, it's a murder? Like, I feel like it wouldn't be murder. It might just be a kick-ass of Gandalfs.
A Mordor of
I
Gandalf.
like that.
It could
A
be
Mordor of Gandalfs. Like,
Mordor of Gandalf.
Mordor.
Very clever. I see what you did. Very clever.
or perhaps it could
Very
be a
clever.
gathering of peace disturbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A disturbance of Gandalfs.
Or
Oh,
a
disturbance of yeah.
You got it.
Sounds good.
That's the
All
one.
right, so then what would
conjurer of cheap tricks.
be the description then for a group of hobbits?
Fools of Tooks.
A party of hobbits. Come on.
A party of hobbits.
A pool of toques.
Well,
Doesn't that sound like a restaurant reservation?
Well, yeah.
Party of hobbits. Party of hobbits. Party of
Oh my
hobbits.
gosh.
A pool of toques.
We're here.
When
It
we
would
all get
probably
together
never be
next,
called a school. A school
When
of
we all-
hobbits would never work. That would never work.
No.
when we all get
Hey,
together
Cliff,
for
what
the
about a
next
pool
time
of
we can do
tubes?
in-person stuff, we all have to go in our hobbity outfits and we just have to
Yes.
register as the party of hobbits. So that they are forced to call that out.
Oh man.
What about Fool of Toques?
Fool of Toques.
Unfortunately,
They're
I
not all
don't really
tux.
have a hobbity outfit, but I do have a Sauron mask, and I don't know if that would exactly be appropriate.
Sauron's always appropriate.
Yeah, I just
All
don't
the
know if
time.
you'd exactly be
something.
welcome at the party of hobbits.
I mean, if you go to the Cheesecake Factory, he's practically everywhere.
Hell,
You're right, you're right. Mordor's there,
Already
yeah,
Mordor with.
oh yes.
Yeah.
yes.
Have you guys ever thought about what restaurants would take the place of locations in Middle Earth? Like, what restaurant would...
Well, Cheesecake Factory, we already know is Barad-dûr because the Eye of Sauron is everywhere in that.
Let me just
Okay,
say,
so-
Nationally for like 20 years.
let me just say real
All right,
quick.
go ahead, Hannah.
In Brie, there would be a Hooters. Okay, I'm done. You know it. You know
you're
it.
not
You know
wrong.
it. Parrot Man would run it. You all know it.
I hate myself because the moment I thought of Rivendell, for some reason my mind went to Olive Garden, and I just felt that was wrong.
Yes,
In
that
all
is
It
absolutely
feels wrong, and yet it also
fantastic.
feels really right. And I don't know how I feel about that.
it's just like it's
Cliff's
like
bringing
right.
out the jacket.
Oh wow!
I would like
Cliff
the
has
robe.
brought out the cloak.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Oh, me? The cloak?
The patchwork is
Wonderful
awesome.
time.
All of them.
Yeah, you gotta see.
I
Chris,
am glad that
Show off the
how many Bilbos do we have here today?
Baggins dressing gown that was ever made for me as a gift from an extraordinary friend who made this handmade, worked on it forever. She built it for me handmade. It's wonderful.
Okay, let's see. How many of you have this?
Oh,
Ooh.
How many Bilbos do we
I've
have
never
here?
seen that one.
Okay,
I don't have
someone's
that
got
copy.
2 feeds running at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook and you're on the Zoom chat, just mute
The other one.
you're watching.
Please mute all other devices in your room, or we'll have to mute you out. Sorry. Justin's watching like an evil Santa Claus, ready to boot you.
he's Kubrick. He's not Santa
Nigel,
Claus.
you're blurry.
Am I?
Yeah, I can see the poster on your wall, but you're a little bit blurry.
Hello.
He looks fine.
Nigel, was that an old paperback
I'm
edition
on
of The Lord of the Rings?
wandering.
Hello.
The feather is awesome.
Oh, me?
Yeah, the feather is awesome.
Thanks. How many of you got this?
Now
Don't
hold
have
it
that
up
one.
longer.
Hold it up a little bit.
No. I can
Heck
say
yeah.
with certainty, no.
No.
Pull it up a little bit. I want to see the rest of the cover.
How many people have joined in the list?
My boyfriend has.
Yeah, hi Tristan.
We double.
Hi.
Zoom is double
How are
in
you doing?
size.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, look out.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
that's
Ooh, those are both really cool books.
Yeah.
Yeah, they,
Ooh.
My dad has other publications, but again, those are in Los Angeles.
I do have some.
Did those books come
They're
from
just
other
here.
countries?
no, I would
Oh,
say
cute.
I can't say where they came from. I think I just got them as a gift from Amazon, or either that or I bought them at the Barnes and Noble library.
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh.
Oh, that one's from Donato, isn't it? That's his art book.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Donato Giancola. He's an extraordinary painter. He's
Yes.
great.
Yeah. How would you like to hire him for the Amazon show?
That would be kind of cool.
It would be cool.
Everything would look like a Raphaelite painting.
I wonder how they're doing the backgrounds, like if they're using any of the techniques like in The Mandalorian.
Oh,
They're
yeah. I love that virtual.
whether they're gonna.
That virtual room that they use for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I mean, watching those specials just blew my mind when we saw that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gee.
Cool.
But I'll be honest with you, there was a lot more difficult special effects in the Dark
Cliff,
Crystal.
I gotta say that woman in the background's got a nice rack.
What the hell?
Give me the picture on the
Who?
wall.
Her?
The attack of the 50-foot woman, right?
The picture behind Cliff.
I think that's Aragorn.
That's Aragorn. Guys.
Isn't that the attack of the 50-foot woman?
No, I think that's a troll.
No. In Cliffs, it's not a troll.
Was that?
I see
on Cliffs.
Torrance.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought that was clear. It was behind Cliff.
Is that John?
Was that John Ben Asher who just said that a second ago?
Yeah.
Where's that?
He's right here.
Oh, I can't see him.
There's a lot of people.
Tukish?
No, it's straight. It's dark.
There's Tukish down there on the bottom.
Which guy said it?
Yep, I see him.
Which guy said
Is
it?
Tukish
I don't
here?
know.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Tuk. Hi, John.
There's my unmute. Happy
Madeline, what do you say?
birthday!
Me, you, Taco Bell, 30 rack of beer, and fucking movie night.
Okay, bye, Ben.
Oh yeah.
That's fun.
It certainly is.
How's it going, everybody?
Yo, we got Mr. Clean in the fucking Zoom. Let's go.
You mean John?
Yes. One of our proud members.
According to
Proud
Wikipedia,
porn staffers.
French
What is Wikipedia saying?
What is according to Wikipedia?
Wikipedia recommends everyone masturbates a minimum 7 times a week.
Well, that's so not family friendly. Just saying, our parties are always family friendly, so you know.
Happy I got a bone.
Although Justin's still running videos on his background, it's hilarious.
Yes.
Certainly is.
Oh man, I missed the dragon.
Making me forget if Justin has a face or not.
He doesn't.
He just runs around
It's
in
only
a mocap
beard now.
suit like
He's just a green screen.
Andy Serkis.
He's a gimp
He's an
with a
amorphous
beard.
presence.
That's
So
all he is
basically
now.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's just a gimp with a beard. Sorry, Justin.
Not gonna fight back, Justin.
No.
Now he's gone.
He doesn't have to. He's like, I'm showing Lord of the Rings clips. Y'all can
He
see.
he doesn't have to. He doesn't have
No,
to.
he's gone into the cave.
The cave.
Well, hi everybody. We've got Justin in the back in the control room monitoring things, and welcome to the second edition of our online virtual birthday Baggins Bash, the Baggins Birthday Bash. I said it backwards, but welcome aboard, everybody. And yes, this ship is sailing as a family-friendly enterprise, and it is sailing strong with the great fandom of Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, and Tolkien fandom joining us, as we usually do, gathering every September 22nd for the celebration of Frodo and Bilbo's birthday. This has been your station identification. You are watching theonering.net. Welcome aboard, everybody.
Yay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we need to unmute Daniel and let him actually say something because he's been typing things, but he needs to say hello to everyone. If Daniel's stomach's still there.
He's here, but he's muted.
Nope. You know, when you put up a picture, it's like, are they walking away? Are they putting a costume on? Are they putting their hair on? Taking it off?
Says he can't because his wife is working her job in the background. Okay.
Yep. Okay. No worries. Okay. So
I also want to do a special hello because I haven't even said hello yet. Hi, Nadia. How you doing there, Beth? Good to see you. Tristan, and hello, Tina, and all the new faces who keep coming and going. And welcome, Tukish, our original staff member from when we started this website as a community place for everybody 20 years ago. Welcome back, John Ben Asher. And
yeah, he's wearing his 20-year shirt.
extra gold star to you, Arnie, for that feather in your hat. That's brilliant. I love it. Everybody, normally I'm all about, fried chicken and deviled eggs. That's the type of thing I bring to a picnic. But today, we just destroyed our plate, our charcuterie, and there's nothing left but dates. So, who wants a date? Nobody wants to date me, that's for sure.
Stop it, you.
Hey, I still have
Too
my
hard
mark.
on yourself.
Tukish looked like he wanted something.
I brought my own charcuterie.
Oh yeah, he wants you to toss it, Cliff.
Really?
Justin's clean.
Oh.
Love it.
Oh dear.
More people. Hello, Aisling.
Oh my God, look at Bilbo with Sting right there and Gollum.
Yeah.
Bless us and splash us, precious.
We still have Pippin kind of blacked out on Josh's living room.
No, he's ascending. He's reaching his holy form.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's passing over into the Grey Havens.
Following in the footsteps of Mr. Proudfoot.
But he's so good at it that he can do it from right here. He doesn't have to go all the way to the Grey Havens. He can just
Just do it from your living room.
Or is it the quickening?
No. Maybe he's holding the file of Galadriel.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That you know what? That makes much more sense.
No.
Galadriel.
And if okay. Yeah, the sun is going away, so it's not in my face as much as it was, so that's good. But
yeah,
I have to say that I am, while I'm sad that we're not able to be together in person as we usually are, part of me is kind of glad that I don't have to schlep all of this stuff to Griffith Park.
And then we pack it up before it gets dark.
And then just hang out by myself in Griffith Park for like 3 hours waiting for anybody to show up to help me set stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, wait until after sunset and then put it all back in the car and then head home and just relax from the intense amount of pain that I have accumulated over the day.
That sounds like at least a 10-hour day.
Oh, it's a 12-hour day at least.
Oh yeah.
And the heat.
I mean, I had to do it once where I was the first one to get there on spot. And since I live in South Orange County, that was an hour drive just to get up there and then wait for 2 to 3 hours for people to show up.
Yeah.
How many times have you done it?
God, we've been doing
this is like our 18th or 19th year.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 2002.
Yes. Now, who's going to do the speech? It's time for the birthday speech.
Oh, I got it queued up. I'm ready to go.
Always, John.
All right, as usual.
Okay.
Go for it, Mr. Bilbo.
Okay.
Speech.
Now, I am going to require crowd participation from everybody. You know the points. And I'm going to do this a little bit differently because we are on Zoom. So it's not going to be the big boisterous speech. This is going to be more like Bilbo doing it on Zoom, on a Zoom conference to his friends.
Yes, because Middle Earth has gotten Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Everybody else, before we begin the birthday speech, everybody at home, grab your books that's near at hand and get the page open so you can do a little reading for us from your favorite little selection of Tolkien.
Yeah.
And thank you, Josh, for joining us to do the classic speech.
Of
Let's
course.
go.
It's my pleasure. All right. My dear friends, my dear Bagginses and Boffins, and Grubs and Chubbs and Burrowses and hornblowers, race girls, good bodies, brock houses, and proudfoots.
Proud feet.
Proud foots. Don't argue with the birthday boy. And my good Sackville Baggins is that I welcome back at last to this Zoom at Bag End. Today is my 111th birthday. I am 111 today. I hope you're all enjoying yourselves as much as I am. I shall not keep you long. I've called you all here for a purpose. Indeed, for three purposes. First of all, to tell you that I am immensely fond of you all, and that 111 years is far too short a time to live among such excellent and admirable hobbits. I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
Murmur, 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 murmur.
That smirk Gandalf gives just here is fantastic.
Yeah.
Secondly, to celebrate my birthday. I should say our birthday, because it is, of course, also the birthday of my heir and nephew, Frodo. He comes of age and into his inheritance today.
Frodo.
Okay, calm down. Together we are 144, and your numbers have been chosen to fit that remarkable total. One gross, if you'll allow the expression.
No, we don't like that.
Vulgar expression.
Moving on. It is also, if I may be allowed to refer to ancient history, the anniversary of my arrival by barrel at Esgaroth on the Long Lake. Though the fact that it was my birthday slipped my mind on the occasion. I was only 51 then, and birthdays didn't seem very important. The banquet was very splendid, however, though I had a bad cold at the time, I remember, and I could only say, "Thank you very much." I now repeat it to you more correctly. Thank you very much for coming to my little party. Thirdly, and finally, I wish to make an announcement. I regret to announce that though, as I said, 111 years is far too short a time to spend among you, this is the end. I'm going.
What?
Leaving. Now.
I'm so confused.
Goodbye.
Where are you going?
That's a good one.
The effects are getting so great.
Oh my gosh.
He's not. I always said so.
Oh, that's funny.
Terribly clever.
That was good, Josh.
And who else can come up with special effects in their read along, you know?
What up?
We have we want to say thank you very much. That was really lovely, Josh Rubenstein, who also is coincidentally a Torn staff volunteer, and he's the guy who did the Torn book club episodes, which are so erudite and so delightful. Great stuff to see you here, my friend, and thank you for doing that. And look at the community we have. We have a very different type of show going on today, because instead of just running things, we're just having a casual picnic that kind of represents all the day's activities that we would have done if we'd been traipsing around in the woods in, merry old Griffith Park. So I want to say hi to everybody on the YouTube chat, all of our people who are with us live online. There are people around the world joining us. And since this is a public thing, there's enough room. You can get on Zoom, come in and say hi, and tell us, raise your hand real quick if you want to share one of your favorite Hobbit recipes. And I'll tell you one that I've discovered. Talking about this little quick passage that I want to read from The Hobbit, because seriously, this is what it's all about. And anybody else who wants to read a quick passage from the books, we do that a lot as well at the picnics. But it's seriously all about food, isn't it?
Always.
It always
only
is.
ever
Oh,
about
very
food.
much.
That's the only thing it's about.
The only reason
We
I
always
go.
have way too much food at the picnic.
That is one thing I do miss about.
Oh, Devorah's got food. Look at her.
We're always going out the leftovers
Wonderful.
at the end of the day.
Good. I love that. That looks great, Devorah. You've got a great whole entire Hobbity banquet ready to go. And ladies and gentlemen, it starts right here on page 40 of the annotated version of The Hobbit. A big jug of coffee had just been set on the hearth. The seed cakes were gone, and the dwarves were starting on a round of buttered scones. When there came a loud knock. Not a ring, but a hard rat-tat-tat on the Hobbit's beautiful round green door. Somebody was banging on it with a stick. Bilbo rushed along the passage very angrily and altogether bewildered and bewildered. This was the most awkward Wednesday he had ever remembered. He pulled open the door with a jerk, and they all fell in, one on top of the other. More dwarves. 4 more.
A lot of them.
There was Gandalf behind, leaning on his staff and laughing. You know, because Schadenfreude, you know, of course. He had made quite a dent on the beautiful door. He had also, by the way, knocked out the secret mark that he had just put there the morning before. Carefully, carefully, he said. It's not like you, Bilbo, to keep friends waiting on the mat and then open the door like a pop gun. Let me introduce Bifur, Bofur, Bombur, and especially Thorin. Said Bifur, Bofur, and Bombur, standing in a row. And then they hung up 2 yellow hoods and a pale green one, and also a sky blue one with a long silver tassel. This last hood belonged to Thorin, and an enormously important dwarf. In fact, none other than the great Thorin Oakenshield himself, who was not at all pleased of falling flat on Bilbo's mat with Bofur, Bifur, and Bombur on top of him. For one thing, Bombur was immensely fat and heavy. Thorin, indeed, was very haughty, you know, Richard Armitage style, haughty,
Very haughty.
and said nothing about service. But poor Mr. Baggins said he was so sorry so many times that at last he grunted, "Pray, don't mention it," and stopped frowning. "Now we're all here," said Gandalf, looking at the row of 13 hoods, the best detachable party hoods, and his own hat hanging on the pegs. Quite a merry gathering. Like the one we have today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope there's something left for the latecomers to eat and drink. What's that? Tea? No, thank you. A little red wine, I think, for me. And for me, said Thorin. And raspberry jam and apple tart, said Bifur. And mince pies and cheese, said Bofur. And pork pie and salad, said Bombur. And more cakes, and more ale, and coffee, if you don't mind, called all the other dwarves through the door. Put on a few eggs, there's a good fellow, Gandalf called after him, as the hobbit stumped off to his pantries. And just bring up the cold chicken and pickles. And that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's a day for cold chicken and pickles. Let's have some right now.
Yes.
Winning combination.
My favorite.
Cold chicken and pickles.
Thank you, Cliff.
I personally do not like pickles.
Again.
It's called, you know,
Where's the roast beef?
it's called
Cheese.
cold chickles.
Cold
Cheese.
Cold chickles.
Ew, cold chickles.
Cold chickles.
Cold chickles.
Oh.
Chiclets.
Hey, cold chicken and pickle Rick. That's even better.
No.
Oh.
It's cursed.
Cliff, even more, you know, cold chickle Rick.
No.
If you
Pickle
continue,
Rick?
if you continue to make it like a portmanteau, you're gonna, you know.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna give
become
me an
Chickle Rick.
aneurysm. That's what you're gonna give me.
Okay.
Never mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Hi, Shiloh.
Okay.
I want to welcome to the show. There's my good
Hello.
friend Shiloh there, friend of all of us. Hello.
Hello.
He's the guy who played Golfimble. That's one of our adorable lawn games that we play every picnic every year. It's like, how many outdoor lawn games can we do? None can ever outdo playing Golfimble. Kathy, tell us how you play. Tell you how you do
Okay,
it.
so Golfimble is named after the head of the orcs that fought in the Shire many generations before. And Bilbo's ancestor, Bulroar Took, who was a fairly large hobbit, was actually big enough to ride a horse. And he set his sights on Golfimble, who was the head of the young orcs. And he had a stick, sort of the size of a baseball bat, and he swung it at Golfimble, and it took his head clean off his shoulders, flew 100 feet in the air, and landed in a rabbit hole. Hence, ending the battle and inventing the game of golf at the same time. So, at the picnic, we get the ugliest head of the ugliest doll, and then we make it uglier.
No, Hannah, no.
Screw my head off and they
No,
put it.
Hannah,
and then-
No, be quiet.
No, Hannah, no.
We will not have self-deprecating humor at this picnic.
Josh, would it be a picnic if I didn't do it?
It would be a more fun picnic.
Everyone say hi to Thorin Oakenshield, who just showed up and did not fall down underneath of Bomber.
No, I just kind of got lost on my way to the Zoom meeting twice.
Oh my. That is spectacular.
Didn't we leave the sign out on the door?
I didn't see one.
Randolph!
Yeah, so the game is
Fool of a
basically
toque.
played with us using usually a traffic cone so that you can mount the ugliest doll head you can find or make, and a baseball bat. And we usually put 3 rabbits out into the field, one as a target and the other 2 just to sort of measure distance. And so we will, winners can win by either hitting the Golfimble doll head as far as they possibly can, further than anyone else. The other is accuracy. So hit the rabbit with the ball, which is actually an orc head.
So driving range versus putting?
Yeah.
In your
I
mind.
won once, and it was one of my proudest moments of all time.
It's great fun. Shiloh, you have to tell us the story of how you managed to be a professional, basketball league player when knocking that baby doll head off the traffic cone. Everybody use your imagination. We have dozens and dozens of people standing out at the picnic area, all queued up to take a baseball bat to a deformed baby doll head, which has been decapitated off the baby doll. That baby doll head is sitting on top of that orange cone, and here comes Shiloh, and I swear to God, the man is Babe Ruth, and he hits it all the way out of Griffith Park, all the way to Dodger Stadium. It was amazing.
Is this a Hobbits game, or I highly doubt it? I think it was devised by the Wizards.
This isn't how I remember this
I know
story.
who
but
devised the game, and I do know that the only other rule they placed on the game is that there are no observers. There's no audience for this game.
That sounds like Wizards.
If you can see it, you must play.
It's athletic solitaire.
Whenever the game starts.
Excuse me, I'm not sure I understand the game.
I think I had to have to go into a hole at some point.
No.
I'll whack
don't
a
have to go
ball in
into
the
a hole.
gopher hole.
Well, then how's...
If it were accurate, if it were 100% accurate, we would have dug a hole for the baby doll head to represent the goblin head going into the hole. But that
But it's a public park, and we don't want to create a walking hazard.
Problem with
walking hazard. I would have been the first
impossible.
person to twist my ankle. It would have been me to lose my ankle in that hole.
Yeah. We already have problems with gopher holes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All the
Funny.
So Shiloh has a mean shot. Is that what you're saying? And of course, it's really kind of weird because obviously the doll's head is not a normal shape, so it doesn't roll real well. So you can't, put it because it doesn't roll. And then the weight distribution is unpredictable. So
After
there's
it's been
that.
hit a few times and it's
Do
got
we have footage of this?
We do, don't we? Yeah, we do.
Secret is to do it with authority and intention.
Well,
Authority and intention.
It's like when the kids come and do it, and they just whack that thing with every atom in their body.
Yep.
Like their lives depend on it.
Of course.
Well, that's the point. And I'm glad we finally were able to get a second game when we started doing the pin the black arrow on the dragon.
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember the Sauron pinata we had that one year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was so cute.
Oh
That
yeah.
was really fun.
Pinata.
That was
Cute? That doesn't. Sauron and cute
It was
in the same
cute.
sentence
If I could find a
just
picture.
makes me
Hi,
uncomfortable.
Sauron and cute in the same sentence. That's pretty much.
Well, if you go for Anatar, then it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But Sauron, as we know him,
Yeah.
as
You're
Sauron.
telling me
Yeah,
that
I mean,
you don't
Anatar is a
find.
certain form of Sauron, and that was definitely not the form of this pinata.
So
Well,
you're
we've also
telling
done
me
a
that you don't
dragon.
find the flaming eye, the flaming ojo, cute?
My favorite Lord of the Rings Hobbit related pinata was just one that we made at my sister's birthday party that was Azog. And it was probably the ugliest thing I've ever seen because
Oh, that's appropriate for Azog.
yeah, we just
Nice.
beat
Oh,
the
so
hell.
it was photo accurate?
It was we made like this paper mache, or no, there was like a human shaped pinata that we bought from a store, and then we like plastered like black like tissue paper over it and like painted it to make it look like he was wearing it, and then we just printed out a photo of Azog's face and slapped it right on, and everyone was just beating the hell out of Azog. This was many years ago, but it yeah, I think there's probably a photo on my mom's Facebook that I could just steal really quick and send in the chat, but it was great.
So, Aisling in the Zoom chat just asked, have you ever had a dragon tail or something at the picnic? And we actually did have a dragon tail.
Yes, we
at the
did.
picnic one year. It was after the unexpected journey when Christy and everybody had made this beautiful dragon's tail to
I remember
as a decoration for
that.
the party, and they brought it to the picnic so that we could all unstuff this thing. So it wasn't.
It was 20 feet long, so it took up a lot of room.
Yeah, it took so much space in Christy's apartment that she brought it to the picnic so that we could all just help her unstuff it.
What was really funny was that the people who had stuffed the thing originally had started putting little notes in the dragon's tail if they were a person that had been swallowed by the dragon and they were leaving notes behind. So as we were unstuffing this 2 years later, every time we found a note, we would read it and it would be like day 23, and it was the wackiest
Like
thing. And I was super sick when that was being
No
stuffed.
water for 3 days.
That was so fun. I remember like we kept a lot because it was mainly like it was like a mixture of sort of tissue paper and bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, and
we kept like signed bubble wrap just for a while because it was so fun.
Yeah.
So when it comes to other, and this is not a Middle Earth themed pinata, but for a Lost party, we were making a nuclear bomb pinata, which was basically a rocket. I bought a rocket pinata, and then I covered it to make it look like military drab green. But when you do that with lots and lots of glue and lots of tissue paper, is you make the pinata really strong. And every time people would swing it, and they would get a good hit, and it wouldn't dent it, it wouldn't do anything. And we were like, oops. So we finally got it on the floor, and one of the girls grabbed the bat and started pounding on it to get the darn thing to open up. I mean, it was hilarious. So when you're customizing a pinata, be careful how much glue and tissue paper with glue on it that you use. Otherwise,
I agree. Nobody would disagree that there's nothing worse than a pinata that has outlasted its welcome. There's nothing worse than that. I'll agree on that.
What's that a picture of you just sent? What did you send?
I just sent a picture of the Azog pinata just so that everyone can appreciate it.
Hello, Nadia, and hello to Devora. And look, there's Gandalf's hat. It looks like you two are outdoors. I love the Gandalf's hat that you have.
Excellent.
And hi, Beth. How you doing there? And who's brand new?
He looks menacing.
People hiding in the
Al
background.
Suri is here.
There's Ashley.
Hey, he's here.
And there's also our friends, Kalasuri he's one of the founders of the OneRing.net. He's hiding back there. There's, hey, Daniel, my buddy Daniel. There's Nick Birch. Good to see you, Lori. We have all of these extra people who are hiding, but they're still here on the show. I have never seen this active grid on my live stream show ever. I've never seen it like this on a Torn Tuesday. And this is a very special moment indeed. Look at that. Look at everybody that's properly framed. I can see you. This is fabulous. If anybody else has a reading they would like to share from the Lord of the Rings, raise your hand. I'm looking for who wants to do.
Before we get into that, I just want to put a little focus on Tina and Olivia because they have the cutest Smaug stuffed animal right there.
Yes. Hi, how adorable. I see the dragon there.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And I saw earlier that they had a little Bilbo too.
There's Bilbo. Bilbo's back.
Oh, and a stuffed Frodo too. Cute.
Okay.
Great.
Nigel,
All more
you
stuffies.
do us a read of something?
Let me just flip through my book and see what we can
Thorin,
drum up.
you're already in costume. You're already ready. You are ready to do some Thorin. What do you think?
Maybe in a bit.
Nah, go for it. I still have to find something.
Not ready to sing yet.
Do it.
Plus, if you don't have your book handy, then you're just winging it.
I mean, you can wing it. It'll be a new interpretation.
I do like that Gandalf's hat is being responsible with their mask attire.
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what would be very interesting? For thinking about it, we're all here together. Why don't we start going down the line and ask everybody? Let's ask everybody what they are most excited about seeing in this new Second Age representation of Middle Earth, which is going to be a whole new fabric of storytelling and a whole new thing. And we're not sure where we're going to go. There's a whole lot of people. Why don't we start at the upper area? Let's start. I can see you, Kathy. Let's go first with you, Kathy. And then we'll go to Amy. And then we'll go to Hannah after that. Kathy, what do you think? What are you most looking forward to?
The Fall of Numenor. Yeah, I think you guys know. I don't think that that's a secret that I want to see. I mean, obviously there has to be lead up to it, but I really want to see when basically the Numenorians realize, oops, we made the wrong decision here, and get sunk.
Absolute. There's one vote for absolute cataclysm. One big vote for that. Okay. Amy's not at the camera. Let's jump to Hannah. Hannah, what are you most looking forward to in this Second Age series on Amazon?
You know, for legal reasons, I'm gonna leave it up to the interpretation of you all who know me pretty well to come up with that, but I'm very excited for Weta's involvement, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's jump back to Amy. Amy, is there something in particular that you think this show could be really cool at presenting?
On the Amazon show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
5, 4.
Maybe give me a minute and come back to me while I think about it.
Think about it. Arnie, what about you?
Yeah. I'm hoping Milford Sound, New Zealand as Numenor, and hopefully getting Game of Thrones actor Charles Dance as a choice in 2 roles, Ar-Pharazôn, the King of Numenor, or one of the 9 mortal men doomed to die, corrupted by the 9 rings of power.
That's a wildly good idea to have Charles Dance come in and be in Middle Earth. I love that.
That would be such a great choice.
And when he does, I want him to use the method I saw him use in other evil roles that he's played in his life. You know, I want him to not think about what the last actor did. I want him to just stick to his own methods and to just think about him, which means don't on purposely try to be different, but at the same time, don't on purposely try to recreate the same act and flavor as to what the last actors did. It's just
that's probably a challenge for every single actor who's trying not to shadow himself or herself, I'm sure. That's always a challenge in that business.
And with many of the characters, with many of these characters, they will not have been portrayed before. So there's only a couple characters that have been portrayed before.
Also, I want to know who, and I'm excited to learn who the new concept artist is and to see Weta back involved in the project and everything.
Excellent. Good stuff. Those are great points. Nigel, what do you want to see most from the series?
I want to see a lot more discussion around the rings and the corruption of the kings of men.
Yeah.
You mean the 9?
I feel like, yeah, the corruption of the 9 men doomed to die.
We're all doom and gloom, you know. Have you noticed everything is about doom and gloom?
I know. How about that? More difficulties for everybody. It makes for better drama. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I feel the corruption would do quite well on screen.
Well, yeah, because Professor Tolkien did not leave us lots of specific details about who these 9 mortal men were. So it'll be fascinating to see if they spin some interesting stories out of that. Tina, do you want to have a go? What would you like to see in the new series? No? You just want to watch? Okay, that's cool. Well, if you change your mind, you let us know. Okay?
Or she can type it. She can type it.
You can type it in. Sure, totally. You can type it in. Tina, we'll type it and then we'll read it. We'll do that. Okay. John Ben Asher, what do you look forward to in the series?
So, there are so many vagaries with having the rights of the appendices and the Lord of the Rings and whatever they've got. I'm mostly curious to see where this thing goes. And I'm excited about just being re-immersed in a Jacksonian, Tolkien vision. And hopefully they're going to be true and really stick to the heart and the essence of things as we've talked about, and maintain true characters and just a realistic dialogue and plot line. And they can do so much, but they could screw it up so easily. So I'm really excited to see where it goes, and just to be in there again will be amazing. And it's the next generation Tolkien in terms of, this type of media. So woohoo, that's exciting.
Absolutely. I want to say thank you, brother, for your 20 years of volunteer service with the One Ring. You're awesome. And Aisling, do you want to have a go?
I would like to say that I love that your shirt says, "Don't make me get my ring."
That's a great shirt.
It's the 20th anniversary shirt for the website.
That's awesome. Hey, Aisling, what do you most want to see in the Amazon series? And everybody, let's make it real brief so we can get to everybody.
Oh, Aisling did say in the chat, she did say, I want to see a hot Anatar.
You know what? Yes, we're going to get that. All right, we're going to get the hot Anatar. The question is, who is the actor who's going to play the hot Anatar?
Somebody hot.
It's going to be hot.
Cumberbatch?
No, we've had enough of the cummerbund. We had enough of the cummerbund.
Bite your tongue.
Tom Hiddleston.
No, he's doing something else for Marvel.
Maybe doing something else, but he's got that seductive thing going on of the con man. Does the con man very well.
I don't know, but that just seems like typecasting. Okay, he's already played that role before.
Sam Hewen.
As
You're
Loki.
right.
Sam
right.
you. I'm just
Bring
saying.
it back in. Mr. Josh Rubenstein, what do you most want to see in the series, brother?
Okay, so some people have already brought up the creation of the rings, the corruption of men, the fall of Numenor, and I want to see all of that. But the one thing that I really want to see like the most is this very unique bit of dialogue that is kind of a philosophical debate between men and elves over the nature of mortality, which I think is one of the most fascinating explorations of mortality I've ever read. Basically, since the elves can't die, or if they do die, they're sent to the halls of Mandos. Whereas when men live very short lives, comparatively speaking, and when they die, nobody knows where they go. And the elves kind of frame that as this incredible gift that men have, whereas the men see it as this horrible curse. And it's this fascinating debate that I would love to see brought to life.
I thought it actually was the voice of made that into a curse, that the men thought it was a curse because of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Button Lady.
Hello,
How you doing?
hello, Suzanne.
Lady.
Okay, we're gonna get to you in a minute.
In here.
The next
I
person.
think we can finally do that song.
Next person to go down the line on our show, Maddie of Mordor. What do you want to see most in the series? Real quick, we've got a lot of people to get to.
I want to meet Celebrian because we've never actually met her on screen, and I feel like she's very important in terms of, you know, building up to the characters we meet in The Lord of the Rings. And I would just like to meet Celebrian.
Yes.
Yes, I see Nick. Look, Celebrian, we got a vote for Celebrian. We have Nick Birch in the chat saying we need to learn more about Galadriel and her background. This is all excellent. I love all of your answers. You guys, this is awesome.
And the guy that made the rings, who was the one who actually forged the rings?
That would be Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarity in names.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Damn you, Tolkien.
To help guide you between them. That's why Josh is around as well. All right, Shiloh, what do you want to see?
Even that one like took me a minute. I'm like, okay, I was gonna say it's not Celebrian, not Celeborn, not Celebrimbor. That's it.
Yes.
It's confusing even for me.
Well, yeah, for me, I mean, I don't really have any specifics that I'm looking for because, I mean, whenever I see film adaptations or show adaptations or anything like that nature of like book series or anything written in general, I mean,
there's the dragon tail, by the way. If you guys look at Justin's picture, you'll see the dragon tail hanging off the building. Sorry, Shiloh.
Wonderful. No worries. But yeah, I mean, like in general, there's always going to be pros and cons that people tend to experience, and sometimes it can be great, sometimes it can't be. I know that I'm not really adding a whole lot to this conversation aside from the fact that I'm ready to go in blind and just experience it and make my judgments for myself because
I'm with Shiloh on that one. No expectations. I just want to go in and experience the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want it to be good on its own merits.
Yeah.
And we'll judge it based on that.
Right.
Yeah, because expecting things means you set yourself up for disappointment if they choose a different era.
I think that's a totally reasonable, like
absolutely. Thorin, now to you, Thorin. What do you want to see most in the show?
At this point, I just want to see the show. I just give it to me now.
We all did.
I'm tired of waiting. We've been waiting for how long? Just give it to me. Also, as a jeweler, I really want to see the forging of it.
But there's so much Cobra Kai to watch instead.
I can knock it out in a day.
Nice. That's excellent. Nadia, your turn. What do you want to see most?
I'm really curious about what new characters they introduce into this world. That's all.
No, that's excellent because they have a whole lot of names that came out, like Tyra and all these weird names for all these actors. And we keep telling ourselves, no, that's not a Tolkien name. That's not a recognized character we know. So we are starting to worry about how they're going to fill in the blanks with these new characters. I'm with you on that. I want to figure that out too.
Hey,
I'm also
Cliff,
a bit scared about it.
is there speculation that those are just dummy names?
Yes.
Yes.
Just constant
Might as
speculation that
might
those
as
are
well
just
be thinking that.
placeholders. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now for
Wait,
you,
wait,
Beth.
wait, wait. Cliff,
Yeah.
did we get confirmation that Tyra was not a placeholder name? Pretty sure that someone told us that it's not a placeholder name.
I've been hearing mixed signals, but I actually did hear that Tyra was one of the real names. But oh my
Correct,
gosh,
yeah.
Kalasuri, I don't know who to believe anymore until we get a press release from Amazon. Oh my gosh.
Well, Tyra
Don't
Banks
freak me
hasn't done
out.
anything for a long time, so she's going to do great in that role.
Hey, Tyra Banks is busy hosting Dancing with the Stars right now. So
Middle Earth's top ring maker.
all right.
Oh,
Excellent.
God.
Beth-
Well, wouldn't that
Beth,
just be like
Beth,
the
what do you
ultimate
most
twist?
wanna
Middle
see?
Earth show is actually a reality show.
Yeah, I'd watch it still.
God forbid.
Actually, be more
Dancing with the Hobbits?
No.
The next
Hobbit
generation.
topic instead of
Starring
Hot
Rosie
Topic?
Cotton. We've all seen it.
You know what? A little dancing goes a long, long way. But let's just put it that way.
It does.
All right, who's next?
Beth, you're next, my dear.
I would love to see portrayals of the. Do that. I think it could be really cool.
You went out
One more
silent.
time.
You cut out there for a second.
Oh, I would love to see their portrayals of the Valar or the Maiar. I think it could be really cool.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely.
You know what? That's intriguing. And it goes back to Tukish and his question about whether they licensed those characters' names. Their names appear sometimes in the text of The Lord of the Rings, but not all of them. Most of them are in the Silmarillion. So yeah, I wonder about that too. Hey, Gandalf's hat. Do you want to shout out? Yeah, we're going to shout out you. Tell us what you want to see most in the new Amazon series. I'm loving these responses that we're getting.
Hey friends, I'm sorry I have to run. I just had a thing that came up. So I love you all. I'll be seeing you passively through YouTube.
All right, bye.
Bye, Shiloh.
Thank you, my friend. Go, Gandalf's hat.
Elves and Galadriel.
Yes. Yeah, the more
Elves
the
and
merrier.
Galadriel.
Yes. The more elves, the more Galadriel. Yes. Ashley, what do you want to see? You have to turn your microphone off.
Yeah.
Yeah. On.
We still can't hear you.
Your mic is still off.
You don't appear to be muted, but it could be a problem with.
Mic is off.
Yeah, it could be with the headphones or something or other.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. We can hear you now.
My laptop is very old and survived a house fire, so it's working. So I'm kind of just interested to see how, like, it's always one way to like imagine like scenery or people or costumes in your own head. It's interesting to see how people see it on screen. So I'm just excited for costuming and scenery and like just how they are going to build up certain cities and build up certain like towns and stuff, because I've imagined it one way, so I want to see how like they collectively have built it up and imagined it. Plus I just have a soft spot for costuming, so
And more costumes for us to build.
I need to put
Us,
I need to put
meaning
another
you.
city on a dress. I need to put another city on a dress.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley. That's fantastic. Nancy, you're up, my dear.
Okay, so I want to see Elendil, Isildur, and Anarion, but they carry the Palantiri with them. So I want to see if they're going to use I want to see the Palantiri in use as a communication device.
Cool. Yeah.
Indeed. I wonder how much they're going to get into that. They have so much available. We've got magic rings to make. We have to look at Moria, that is clean and beautiful and filled with people and commerce and wonderful things. And there's no Balrog yet. It's going to be such a very different and interesting approach. Every one of you have been singling down some excellent things that are going to be all surprises for us. Kalasuri, your turn.
All right. I'm waiting for I don't know, season 7 when they're really bored and they do the musical.
Wait, aren't you excited for the beach episode though?
Oh yeah, we got to get one of those in too. I'm just
Yeah.
Is there going to be a jumping the
start
shark?
checking the list.
Are we jumping a shark, or is there some other creature in the water?
No, they're jumping the Watcher of the Water.
You're gonna have the very special
Yeah.
That big like tentacle thing
We've got
outside of Moria.
We'll have maracas. They'll have maracas in each one.
No, they're gonna jump over that Kraken-looking
Open the
guy
door,
outside
say
of Moria.
Kraken.
He could do a chorus line
Kraken.
all by himself. That the Watcher could do a chorus line.
Oh, Kraken!
It's not melon, it's melon. With all kinds of.
There's a whip, there's a way. Okay.
Yes, it needs to be in there. I changed my answer. I want to see that in there, please.
That is what I'm waiting for.
Now I have that song stuck in my head.
What do you want to see most of all, sir? You're next. Okay. What do you want to see most in the new series, Tristan?
Oh.
Are you with us?
Yeah, sorry, I was just having a hard time getting my computer unmuted.
Okay.
Not to be kind of a buzzkill, but I'm more interested in just experiencing it as well as sort of a newer turned fan of the show and everything.
That's fine too.
Yeah.
Just a return to Middle Earth.
Yeah, that's not
Fair
a buzzkill
answer.
at all.
Perfect.
As long as it feels like Tolkien's Middle Earth, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Perfectly succinct. I love a succinct answer. And yes, as long as we have fidelity to Tolkien, yes. And now to the extraordinary Suzanne Egg, also known as the world famous International Comic-Con Button Lady.
Button Lady!
Button Lady!
Button!
What do you want to see most in this crazy new series that they're doing?
The most important thing to me is that it not be a secondary reaching for Game of Thrones. I don't want to see brothels. I don't want to see Game of Thrones again. I want to see Lord of the Rings. I want to see Numenor. I want to see the heart of it, not the heart of someone, a group of people trying to pass off a second Game of Thrones.
Right. I agree.
I'm
I would
with
like
you,
to see the heart.
Betty.
I would like to see the heart of Middle Earth and not see the heart of darkness. I agree with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, no Game of Thrones.
We've done that already.
No porn,
I agree.
no porn in Middle Earth. I mean,
No, sorry.
Evil.
There's things that just don't happen. There's no sex, no guns, and no profanity. Those are your top 3. You take those 3 things out.
No
and
lazy writing.
Those are your top 3 things. You take those out. So what do you want to do, Maddie of Mordor? What do you want to see in the show?
You already asked me.
Well, then I'm going to go to Devorah. Hi, Devorah.
Hi.
Hi there.
I kind of already got my answer stolen by Ashley, but I have always been super into cosplay and costuming and makeup, and I want to see what all just the costuming and clothing and everything looks like, and also like swords and choreography and that kind of thing.
Yeah, fight choreography would be great.
Yeah.
Makeup, and I want to see what all just the costuming and clothing and everything looks like, and also like swords and choreography and that kind of thing.
We echoing? Yeah, fight choreography would be great.
Yeah, Kalina, could you please mute your feed?
Hello.
Echoing? Are you playing it on? Are you on Zoom and on Facebook or YouTube?
Hello?
Kalina?
Okay. Hi.
Are you on 2 feeds?
Am I? Yeah, I guess so.
Turn off the other one. Turn off the one that's not Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Hi, Melanie.
All right. That's it. Hello. Welcome, Kalina. How you doing?
How are you? Good, good. Happy birthday to our hobbits, and thank you, Torn, for doing this. Yeah, so we're talking about what we're looking forward to. I was the one on YouTube saying, are there hobbits? So I guess no hobbits. So I'm looking forward to
character development of and also not character development about the rings, and also about how Middle Earth got dark, because they said it was a dark age is in Middle Earth, and that's when it was really a lot of fighting happened and the last alliance happened. So looking forward to seeing all of that in film. And I think someone mentioned Moria in its glory, and we want to see that, of course, and that one is in ruins.
Absolutely. I'm totally wondering what they're going to do in terms of where we begin. What point in history on these thousands of years are we going to begin at a certain point, and then they'll give us a bunch of flashbacks to earlier in the, with the things at the end of Beleriand, the end of the First Age. I wonder how much of that backstory we're going to get. I really wonder where we're going to begin the whole story from season 1, episode 1, which is currently being directed and produced right now. There are boots on the ground and people in New Zealand, all over Auckland, really, really busy, cast and crew, working and making this project, even as we speak to each other. And I really am, I'm a little anxious. I don't know if you guys are anxious, but
I'm pretty anxious.
I'm anxious.
Oh yes, we are, and we can tell you are too.
I'm trying not to get my hopes up, and I'm trying not to get too worried about it. I'm just kind of trying to get into a zen place about it. It will be what it will be. If I like it, great. If I don't, well, then there's another show I don't have to watch.
Another question that could be asked is not just where it starts, where season 1 starts, when it starts, I mean, but how long the gap in between seasons goes. Is it gonna be just the same characters all the way through, or are we gonna jump 50 years or something and see the new characters, and we slowly get closer and we can span more of the Second Age before getting into the Third Age?
Yeah,
I agree.
Because Second Age is a really, really long period of time.
Yeah, Second Age is huge.
Yeah, it's very, very long.
Now, isn't it going to be weird? There's no hobbits. I'm really glad you pointed that out, Kalina. I'm really glad that, I have to get my head around this. We're going back to Lord of the Rings, and there are no hobbits in the story. So this is just going to be a bit different all around. I think the overall flavor, they can do it very differently. And just because they're using Weta Workshop and those people are helping build their armor and weapons and wigs and beards, they're using other people's designs. John Howe is sitting at his desk in Switzerland, and he's not working on it right now that we can see. So we're going to be getting another design version. It's going to be a bit different. I hope everybody's getting mentally prepared for that, because it's different.
Drawing.
And not just putting the original trilogy on a pedestal.
The Silmarillion, I kind of got used to the idea of hobbits not really being the central focus. So, it is a transition for sure. But
I'm just excited at possibly also getting to see other cultures, because there's trade between Numenor and Middle Earth. Before the fall of Numenor, and the ships have to sail with remaining members of Numenor to Middle Earth. So during that time, we're seeing other cultures, hopefully in other countries that weren't explored in the written versions, because they can kind of do what they want in that essence. We sort of know of these cultures, but to see them at a time when they weren't in thrall to Sauron.
Yeah.
And
Cliff,
also, what's going to be
Cliff,
the balance?
I turned my
of different
camera on
races
for you,
also.
Cliff.
Hey, there's Justin.
There he is.
As long as I got everybody here, maybe I should give you the latest update from New Zealand. The first 2 episodes, the pilot is wrapped. It's complete. They're in post-production now. And starting next week, the rest of the season goes into production. So we have our pilot of Amazon's Lord of the Rings with the biggest budget in television history, bigger than even Game of Thrones season 7 and 8. This is it. And we have our pilot.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'd be really impressed though if you could at least show it to us now. So what's the deal?
Yeah.
You and as a
What
surprise for
the hell?
everybody here, exclusive to this Zoom.
Wow. Ladies and
That would be
gentlemen,
crazy.
you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. They just finished the pilot. They wrapped it up. That means principal photography is done. We don't know yet if they're going to go back for reshoots on a television production. It's really quite different than doing a feature film. So I got to say, wow, thank you, Justin, for another mind explosion. They finished wrapping up. Does that mean that J.A. Bayona is done with the first 2 episodes that he was filming?
J.A. Bayona is done. He hired his particular visual effects crew for the pilot, and Weta Workshop is on the scene in Auckland, and Weta Digital are starting work on the rest of the season.
Wow.
What news on this day of all days?
Can you show us?
Could it get any better?
Well, of course,
than
it's the
this?
23rd down there.
It can't
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, Justin, can you show us or can you only tell us? I mean,
if I showed you, I'd have to kill you.
Go ahead, kill me.
Amazon is ruthless. I'm telling you, Amazon. I fear for my safety every day.
I back Justin up on this. We both know. They're ruthless.
I just saw Nick Burke.
So you're in on it too.
People in the chat room are Leia Peterson is asking Weta Digital too. Yes, Weta Digital is on board and Weta Workshop. The whole Weta crew. We don't know if Park Road Post is going to be doing editing. We don't know if more directors are going to be taking over because J.A. Bayona really wants to be involved in all of the post-production and the visual effects. If you guys remember how close Peter Jackson worked with the post-production and the visual effects, that's what J.A. Bayona. And I highly recommend watching The Impossible. It's the movie with Ewan McGregor about the flooding in Indonesia.
Oh, yeah.
Because
the tsunami?
That's going to look like Numenor. The flooding of Numenor, the flooding of The Impossible. I'm telling you, that's how he got hired.
The movie is excellent, and it's really hard to watch more than once because it's just absolutely terrifying because it's so real.
We'll definitely be doing our homework to see that. Mr. Nick Birch.
Sounds like a movie I want to watch, Kathy. I always look forward to
No, it really is. It's excellent. It's terrifying.
We'll have to catch up on that. And a good recommendation, Justin. Good doing your homework. We saw that Instagram post. That was very good. Mr. Birch, what are you most interested in seeing in this Amazon Studios incarnation of Arda? What do you want to see? Are you still there? Okay. Well, he was there a second ago.
Is Amy back? Because Amy didn't get to go.
She's sitting. It's Samson's bedtime. So.
All right, that's fine. No worries. No worries, everybody. Well, this is where the rubber meets the road. We are a community. And in case anybody didn't look around over the past 20 years and look at who we are at theonering.net and all the things that we've done and all the opportunities we've provided for people to share their fan art and their fan reviews of the films and people to build their own little communities to do their own picnics and local events. And the money that ever came our way went to the World Literacy Foundation because we were never a for-profit corporation. We never made a dime off of anything, and no studio has ever paid us off. And New Line Cinema never gave us anything. And
as
the
much
whole
as
thing,
the conspiracy theorists like to say that we were.
Yes, I know. And we don't have the same ambitions as Nerdist, which is also, they're a different thing. Nerdist is corporate. We're just a volunteer community of hobbits who want to just share our love of Tolkien. And here we are all together on this wonderful day to say happy birthday to Frodo Baggins and Bilbo Baggins and to stay off the boat because I don't swim either very well. We just, we're the people who would rather eat 6 meals a day and not take boat rides and not go on adventures. That's fine. That's fine. And then suddenly we find ourselves being taken along on the greatest adventure that we've ever had over 2 decades and even more. The fans, the fandom, it's what they call a ship. They call it a ship now, the fellowship. This group of people that we have is non-compare to any other fan in the world, and I wouldn't change a thing. It's an absolutely tremendous to see people come together from so many countries, different walks of life, all share the love of Tolkien's works. And, we don't, even if we have contention a little bit with each other, we're never mean, and we're always open-handed, and our listening is always open. And we have a lot of things that are going to change and advance and progress. Things are going to get a little bit different for Tolkien fandom with the advent of this new series from Amazon. No matter what happens with different adaptations that may come our way, we're always together as a community. And since that book came out in 1938, all those many, many years ago, 1937, ever since it came out, we've been gathering around the fireplace with our brothers and sisters in fandom to share our love. I want to say thank you to the entire worldwide fandom one moment in time, just to say, I love you all. Thank you for being part of this with us. Thank you for coming along.
Is that you, Chris?
Who did it?
That's totally Butt Lady. It's gotta be.
You Butt Lady.
I was going to ask Button Lady to sing the Happy Birthday song from the Fellowship musical.
You all are so wonderful. You guys are wonderful people.
Give it up for Cliff. Cliff, you're the best. We love you. You're the heart of fandom. Amazing. Talk about working, volunteering for 20 years. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And Justin and Chris and Kathy. You guys are amazing.
I am the great beneficiary to have met all these wonderful souls, all these wonderful people. I'm the one who wins out, just meeting everybody and sharing life in the best way. It's been fantastic, all of you. And there's much more to come. Ladies and gentlemen, we are theonering.net. Take a look. Take a look at our wonderful virtual picnic. Hey, Kalasuri, it's so nice of you to join us. Thanks for making that little website for us all those years ago, man. Thank you for doing that.
So I know that Josh sort of volunteered Button Lady if she should show up to sing the Happy Birthday Bilbo song from the Fellowship musical.
I didn't volunteer her.
Oh
I
my
just
God.
said that
You just kind of said that she's the one that can do it.
I would like to say thank you to Josh, who always sets up the picnic and tears it down with help. But still, he's the keeper of all the decorations who must trudge it all to the picnic and trudge it all back home again. And then he didn't have to do that this year out in the heat.
With the I set a whole bunch of stuff up in my room. I had to schlep this stuff up 2 flights of stairs.
But no bees.
No bees, that's true.
No bees.
No leftovers.
No bees. None of
Hey.
that.
Somebody in the live chat is asking Hannah, your Instagram handle. It's Baggins is here. Is that correct, Hannah?
Yes. Instagram, you can follow me at Baggins is here, all lowercase together.
That's right. How about that? Well, I don't want to say it. I really don't want to say it, but we're nearing the end of our picnic. We're nearing the end of our wonderful jubilations today. You guys are so awesome. Is there anything else you want to say while you're here? Throw it out.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Bilbo. Hey, you're 111.
Get out of here.
Happy birthday, Bilbo. Though you only look like you're 47. We'll eat and drink and smoke our fill. We'll stay all night because Bilbo's footing the bill. Woo! Happy birthday, Bilbo. You were there and back again.
Guilty.
Happy birthday, Bilbo. Say goodbye to 110.
And that is from
That
the
was
Fellowship the musical.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
I love that.
I have
Gorgeous.
That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
posted.
Thank you,
That's a
Fellowship
wrap.
of the Musical, for writing that song.
I've
top
posted
that.
in the chat. I see Weta is working on Hobbity stuff
Yes.
on their Instagram.
Yes.
So
if
good.
you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
no.
have.
Yeah,
You know,
just remember, just because hobbits weren't featured in the stories doesn't mean they didn't exist.
This
well,
is true.
it means if they include a lot of Hobbity stuff when Professor Tolkien didn't even identify until the Third Age that they were migrating out of the Anduin River Valley over the mountains and actually became what would be recognizably later known as the Hobbits, you know, then you can just admit that they're playing fast and loose with the rules and the fidelity of Tolkien.
Plus, the Ents had no
expecting-
record of their existence. They were a species that had never been seen before, and the Ents go back a really long time.
Ah, the little orcs.
Yeah.
Little orcs. Hey, you know what? I gotta say it again. You guys are amazing. You're fantastic. We are going to keep an eye on the Instagram of Weta Digital and Weta Workshop and the other social accounts for all the actors and actresses working in New Zealand. And we're going to report all the news back to you guys when we find out more rumors and more stuff. We'll bring it to you here first on Torn Tuesday, every weekday, Tuesday at 5 p.m. As we
every weekday?
Sign off. Everybody, happy
Every
birthday,
Tuesday.
Bilbo. Happy birthday.
Hobbit Day.
Happy birthday.
Happy Hobbit Day.
Cheers.
Hasta la vista. Bye-bye for...
This has been a really fantastic show.
Marie.
I want to say good night to everyone. Good night and good luck. Or as I often say in Espanol, buenas noches y buena suerte.
Buena suerte.
Everybody.
Thanks,
See you next
Cliff.
week.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cliff.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.